Hi, it's Matt here from Go Green Autos. So this video is about my experience of Tesla service and warranty, and when you get a loan vehicle like this and the agreement for that vehicle. So this is my second courtesy car from Tesla because my car has developed a traction battery fault. So my Model S is a 2014, which is early as they can get in the UK. It's an 85 rear-wheel drive, and it's done 102,000 miles now. So mine developed a traction battery fault, and on Monday morning it got recovered into the Reading service centre. So the Reading site is a new service centre. It's only been opened 3 or 4 weeks or so now, and it's a huge place. It's very empty. There were 2 cars in the showroom and looked like 3 demo Model 3s parked outside, and that's about it. You didn't see the workshops. Apparently, chatting to the staff there, the workshops were out the back and underneath, below ground, and they were saying that it's the largest service centre in Europe. And I think he said 10 ramps or maybe 12. They want to put 14 ramps, something like that, down in the workshop, but they didn't have enough power supply into the premises to do all that just yet. And indeed, they're waiting for the power to be updated, or upgraded, should I say, so they can fit the superchargers outside that they want to. So when that's all done, that is going to be the largest, well, the current largest service centre in Europe, which is very handy because it's only about 40 minutes away from me. So as I said, my vehicle got recovered on Monday morning on a flatbed truck because it developed faults with the traction battery, and then it got took into the Reading service centre, and I didn't hear anything until Thursday morning at 8:15 when I got a text from the technician or the mechanic or whatever you want to call him, to say, we've got your car in the workshop and we're working on it, and we'll let you know when we found something. And then later on that morning he gave me a call and said, we've diagnosed that the traction battery does need replacing, and we will replace that under warranty, but we are short of 85 kilowatt hour packs, and it's going to take up to a month to source a new one. At that point I asked, well, can I have a courtesy car then? And he said, yeah, absolutely fine, I'll give you a ring back. And half an hour later he called back and said, yeah, we've got a car for you, we will get an agreement sent over to you. So they did that, and I arranged to collect it on Saturday because that was the only time it was convenient to get over there and collect it. And this is what they gave me. This is a 2016, I think it's a 65 plate Model S, obviously, and this is a P85D. It is nice to have a bit of red on the badge there because that means it's the performance model, but it's great to have like for like. So you obviously take your Model S in and you get another Model S in exchange. So let's talk about the loaner agreement you get. So firstly, they email you a PDF, and interestingly they don't put any of the condition marks on the vehicle, and when you go to pick it up they just gave me the keys. And this is the second time I've had a loaner vehicle from Tesla, and both experiences were the same. They don't seem to be too worried about the condition of the vehicles, unlike virtually every other main dealer you deal with. So let me just go through some of the points of their agreement, because to be honest, they seem fairly relaxed. The agreement is really only 1 page of terms, which is quite different to what other dealerships would make you sign. Actually, while I have signed this and sent it back, they did say I didn't even need to sign it. If I just agreed to it on an email, they would be quite happy to sign it on your behalf, as it were. Anyway, there's a few points I pointed out which you might find this interesting. So first off, you've got to return the vehicle within 24 hours of when your vehicle is ready for collection, and for every day you go beyond that they charge €100 or the equivalent in pounds. So that's fine. You're not allowed to loan the vehicle to a third party. Well, that's pretty obvious. You basically got to take care of the vehicle. it does say your vehicle may be limited to a maximum speed of 85 miles an hour. This one isn't, and the previous one I had wasn't, but obviously they can do that if they want to. This is the slightly worrying bit, I suppose, is the excess on the insurance is £2,500. Well, €2,500 or equivalent, but yeah, £2,500. So you're not really going to want to have an accident in one of these, but then at the end of the day they are an expensive car, of course. Next thing, you shouldn't take the vehicle more than 125 miles from where you received it, and you shouldn't do more than 200 miles a day. If you do an excess mileage, they will charge you 0.5 of a euro for every mile over the 200 miles. They didn't before. I think they're quite relaxed about that, but anyway, they've got to have some terms and conditions, so yeah, that's all quite reasonable. Next thing, you will return the vehicle in the same condition you received it, fair wear and tear accepted. They are very good with that point, and I'll come to more about that in a minute. Let's just continue through this. You must keep the vehicle clean, and you mustn't use tobacco or vaping products or keep pets in the vehicle. Well, that's all quite acceptable. You acknowledge and agree that the vehicle is equipped with systems that can collect data regarding the performance, usage, operation and condition of the vehicle, including speed and distance, battery use and charging, safety related data, camera images and so on. While Tesla does not actively monitor your use of the vehicle, Tesla may use this data to investigate an accident or reported issue regarding the vehicle. Again, that's all quite acceptable. So that's basically it, and yeah, this is your daily rate if you don't hand the vehicle back. Oh, £60 a day, and that's it. And as I said, they don't mark the condition down. This was done by email. I received this in email on the Thursday, and I collected the vehicle on the Saturday, and when I went there I was just handed the keys, and I had the same experience when I collected a vehicle from the Milton Keynes service centre. So obviously it's great having a Model S again, because you get like for like, and I think Model S and Model X drivers get an S or an X, and Model 3 drivers possibly get Model 3s, but it's quite clear they use older cars, obviously cheaper cars for them, and they're probably using the older, tattiest part exchanges they get in. So this is the condition I picked the car up in. It wasn't washed, wasn't vacuumed. He just drove it round and said, there's your keys, there's your car. So obviously, because the condition isn't recorded, I did a video before I left the service centre, because this car is quite scratched and a little bit tatty, to be honest. So we've got some scratching all up that corner of the bumper, scuffing all the way up there. The front wing is dented and scratched all along there. Every alloy has curbing all the way round. They are huge wheels on this because this is a performance model. There's a dent in the wing there. I don't know whether there's any scratches along the side because it is pretty dirty. All the wheels are scuffed. It's missing the dust caps off all the valves on 3 wheels. That's a very minor thing, but again, it just makes it look a little bit tatty and tired. There's a few scratches on the rear wings and a little dent there, I noticed, and there was a few scratches on that wing, all quite minor. Quite a bit of curbing on that back wheel. Same on there. Oh, there is a dust cap on that one. And the front bumper's clearly been hit a bit because it's not fitting particularly well, but again, that's pretty normal for a car of this age. But obviously this one is a performance model, and I know when I've done other videos on Tesla loan vehicles before, people have said that the courtesy cars are locked into chill mode, because I found the previous car I had didn't seem particularly fast, and I think my rear-wheel drive was performing better than the dual motor. However, this one isn't. As you can see, we've got Insane and Insane Plus. So yeah, no software locking on this. It has also got the MCU2 because we've got the theatre mode there, and these also come with free supercharging. You don't get an AC charging cable, but you do get the CCS adapter to allow you to rapid charge on CCS chargers. So overall, I'm very, very impressed with the service from Tesla. Obviously my car's not back yet, but both times my vehicle has been in for warranty work, I've got a Model S in exchange. So they have said that the battery pack for mine is going to take a month to source. So I've been given this car for a month. And the fact that it's a performance model, then that's all the better. But to be honest, there's not a huge difference between the performance versions. You know, these do launch incredibly quick, but for day-to-day driving, there's not much difference between this and my rear-wheel drive Model S, to be honest. This one does have the air suspension, and I have found that it's quite a lot harder than mine, and you feel the bumps, but some of that could be because it does have obviously the bigger wheels being the performance model. But because this has got the next gen seats with the wider bolsters, I do find that on both sides they rub on the centre console there, and the car is a lot noisier inside. There's constant creaking from where those leather bolsters rub on that centre console, and I do find it all sounds a little bit creakier and noisier than my earlier Generation 1 Model S. Anyway, I'm getting distracted from the point of the video. So it's very nice to have a Tesla as a courtesy car and to have a like-for-like, so in my case another Model S. And indeed just any EV is nice to have, whereas other main dealers, firstly you would struggle to get a courtesy car, particularly if it was a warranty job and booked in without any prior notice. Usually they would just say no, we don't have any left, because they only have limited cars per dealership. You might be able to get a hire car and might be able to get them to pay, but you're then in a bit of a battle with them. Whereas my 2 times where I've had issues with my car, absolutely no quibble, I've got a like-for-like courtesy car. The other time I had it for 3 weeks, this time I'm going to be having this for at least a month. It does also seem from my experience before that Tesla don't seem to be too worried about the condition. When I handed back my other courtesy car, I owned up that there was some scratching on the front. I'm trying to remember now, it was only a couple of months ago. Yeah, the front bottom of the bumper and some scuffing on one of the wings, I think. But anyway, they took one look at it and said, oh, no need to worry, thank you for owning up, but we think that was there before. But they had no record of it, but they were quite happy. And their comments were, they're older cars anyway, we don't really care, as long as it's not, there's no major damage. But yeah, that just goes to show that they are quite relaxed about it, and there was no evidence on the document I signed that there was existing damage on this car. That's why I also took a video before I left, just so I've got proof. But I'm expecting it to be the same. When I take this back in a month's time, I'm sort of expecting them not even to go out and inspect it, because they're older cars, they're old, sort of slightly battered cars anyway, and it means they can just ignore about all of that additional work by inspecting the cars and claiming damage off all the customers. So yeah, they're obviously very relaxed on that. However, when this car goes back, it's going to look an awful lot better than it did when I collect it, and that's my job this afternoon. I'm going to wash this car, clean up the wheels, put some dust caps on those wheels, and really make this car look a lot tidier. But anyway, this video is not about that. So overall, I am so far mightily impressed with my 2 experiences of using a Tesla service. Both times have been warranty jobs. First time they replaced the rear motor in mine under warranty, and this time they're replacing the battery pack in mine. So my vehicle, as I probably said, is 7.5 years old now and has done 102,000 miles. So it's great to get this stuff done under warranty, no quibbles, courtesy car every time as well. It's overall just fantastic service, and also great communication from the service centre, because the technician himself that is working on the car calls you and lets you know what they're doing. So I'm really pleased with the service, and gives me great confidence in the brand. You know, I've had experience from other manufacturers and dealers, and getting warranty work done on your vehicle can be a real challenge sometimes, because the dealer doesn't like making those warranty claims, and they will do everything they can to charge you for it, or to not even do the work. And a completely different experience from Tesla, no questions asked. When they changed in that rear motor, they just changed it. I just said it's getting a bit whiny, and they said, yeah, fine, we'll put a new motor in it. That's a considerable cost, and they just did it without any question, whereas I can be sure any other manufacturer just wouldn't entertain changing an electric motor unless there was an absolute fault with it and it wasn't working. So I think that's about it. Just one final thing. It will be interesting to hear from others about the battery packs, because obviously mine has got the 85 kilowatt hour pack, which they are now changing under warranty, and mine's the first generation of those packs, which clearly they do have issues with. So it's going to get a new pack, or a refurbished pack, and I would imagine it's coming from America, because I've got to wait, you know, a month for that to come in. So does anyone know the differences between my original pack and the new pack? Is the new pack going to last considerably longer? I'm assuming it's going to be new cell chemistry. So my pack has lasted 7.5 years, 102,000 miles. The indications I'm getting is the new pack is going to be considerably different, even though it's still 85 kilowatt hour. Maybe it's even going to be a 100 kilowatt hour pack, limited to 85. But yes, what I really want to know is that new pack going to be different and going to have a much longer life? Because obviously my vehicle is going to go out of warranty in 8 months' time or so. So my intention is with my car, because it's going to have a new pack and a new motor, effectively it's had a whole new powertrain almost, so I'm going to keep mine for a very long time. And I would assume, because the motor and the battery are newer versions and better, that the life of that car isn't going to be another 7.5 years. It's going to be considerably longer, because obviously Tesla are talking about million-mile drivetrain life now on their vehicles. So second time round, with its second battery and second motor, what sort of life am I going to be expecting from that second time round? Because obviously now my car is going to be out of warranty fairly soon, and my intention is to keep it for a long time, you know, maybe 8, 9, 10, 12 years, something like that. So yeah, if you know the differences between the older batteries and the new batteries and lifespan and life, then yeah, do comment below. Anyway, I'm probably rambling now, so I will end the video now and do an update maybe in a month's time when this goes back, and hopefully I'll be collecting my car. So if you like the video, please do click the thumbs up as usual. Do subscribe if you haven't. New EVs on the channel at least weekly, usually Friday at sort of 4 o'clock or so. So yeah, do subscribe if you haven't. Plenty of videos on the channel, 400 or 500 EV videos now on this channel if you want to have a look at that. And see you next week.